Those children's childhood is at stake, to the point where I want to change this channel's name to Save Childhood, because all we're doing is rushing to tick the boxes. Good day everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cailyn and this is Foundation First. Today we are going to be talking about homework in preschool. Let's just get it right out there. I am not an advocate for homework in preschool. Why do you need homework in preschool? There is no need for there to be homework in preschool. Number one, children should be doing their maximum whole child development at school. When they come home, they are often very exhausted. For you as parents to be sitting with your children and practicing their shapes, colors, etc. at home is not an excuse or not a reason to be doing work at home. If you're having homework when your child is at preschool, you have to ask yourself why. Is it because the teachers are not doing enough at school that they are now giving it to you to do at home? Is it the pressure that parents give teachers and schools for there to be homework? I can promise you that it's a combination, depending on the school. When your child comes home, you should not be focusing on doing homework with your children. The most important thing that you should be doing with your children at home is creating relationships, bonding, and spending quality time with your children. If you want to do any homework, then you should look up conversation starters that I can have with my child. Play with your child, count with your child, but don't sit with a book in front of you and say, okay, today we have to do this. We have to practice our letters. One thing I can promise you, when that homework starts, it's never going to stop. The only time that I will defend having any kind of homework is starting, and I say starting, the year that they turn 6 and they are starting to read. But only if your child is struggling. I've worked for many years in a school and I can promise you those children do not need homework. For the last 6 years of my life, I worked at a school where I gave 0 homework unless a child is struggling greatly in something. If they were in the year that they turned 6, they were reading at their age level. Each one of them were competent readers. None of them needed to do homework. They all did enough at school that it enabled them to get to the next level. The problem with homework in young children's lives is that they do it the whole day at school, then they come home and they're exhausted. What you are going to be doing is creating a negative association to homework, because eventually homework's going to come and it's not going to stop. Giving a negative association to homework, and they are going to, one, absolutely hate it. They're going to be tired. You are going to fight with them as an adult. And do you parents really want to come home and start doing homework after you had an 8-hour day at work? You really want to do homework and practice shapes and reading and pressure your child and pressure you to tick those boxes when they actually have done a lot at school? Why are you forcing homework, teachers? Why are you putting this pressure on children and parents? If it's because of the pressure that's coming from home, from the parents themselves, draw a line in the sand. Tell them why it's not okay. Don't do it. Those children's childhood is at stake, to the point where I want to change this channel's name to Save Childhood, because all we're doing is rushing to tick the boxes. In preschool, you have to learn holistically. So unless your homework is to play soccer with your dad, or help set the table with your family, if eating at the table is what you do, or pick your favorite song and have a dance party with your family, because that's the kind of homework I'll advocate for. Not read these sentences or practice your letters. And no, that's not something that you should be doing. It's enough. You can talk about things that you did at school. Can bring it into something that is just normal discussion in your family. But to set out some hours, an hour a day with your preschooler to sit and do homework is just something that I completely disagree with. Those children need to be children. We do need to save childhood by allowing them to rest, by allowing them to play, and allowing them to actually just sit. They want to just sit and do nothing. Let them. They've been running the whole day at school. Think about it. If you are concerned about your child's development, speak to an education expert. Ask me. I'm here. Ask me why. Tell me what you are scared of. Tell me what worries you, makes you feel like you need to have homework. Is it a control thing? You want to feel like you have control over what your child is learning? Because I can promise you the problem with sending work home is often the parents teach the children incorrectly. So we spend all this time working at school, we send it home, and the child has absolutely forgotten what you said at school and the parents at home taught them the way that they were taught. Please don't forget, we are the specialists. We taught how to teach. Don't think that this isn't systematic and it isn't intentional, because everything that we do in a school is intentional. If it hasn't been taught yet, it's probably coming up. If you teach another strategy, you could absolutely confuse a child and set them back instead of helping them. If you feel like you need a better eye on what's happening at your school, and that's the reason why you want your child to have homework, speak to the school. Speak to the school and ask, is there not an app that we can use to get pictures of what the children are doing during the day? There's a lovely app that we have used in the past called Class Dojo. So it's not sponsored. I'm not lucky enough to have that yet, but Class Dojo is wonderful. Ask your school to integrate it if it has not been integrated. This way you can talk directly to the teacher and you can get pictures of what's happening during the day. Then you can understand what is truly happening. Maybe feel like you have eyes on what your child is experiencing and learning. Because I can understand that. And I can understand that fear. You'd like to think that all preschools are absolutely excellent, but fortunately, that's not the case. So consider why you feel like homework is necessary. Think about my explanations of why it's not necessary and combine those and think, what can we do instead of pressurizing children to do homework before they need? This is a call out to save childhood, prevent homework in preschools. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next one.